Hi, I'm Cary Helenius, and together with my colleague Jules Gribble, who's based in Switzerland, we would like to welcome you to our presentation on the designing of successful and resilient lifetime retirement income products. We believe the range of retirement products that currently exist across the world are neither resilient or sustainable. Although with a different approach to thinking, an opportunity exists with the current focus on comprehensive income products for retirement to start to address the problems. Current retirement products focus on the provision of income to healthy, active and interested retirees capable and wanting to make their own investment decisions and life choices. The needs of retirees in the elderly, passive and frail phases of retirement are being ignored by the current range of retirement products. With the ageing population, a number of issues are emerging which require fundamental paradigm shifts in thinking, in retirement planning and in product design. To give some context, the most recent intergenerational report tells us that current life expectancies at age 60 are about 25 years. The current life expectancy at birth is over 90 for both males and females, and there are around 1 million people aged 80 or more in Australia today. As retirees live longer, their needs will change and their ability to make financial decisions, or any decisions, will decrease. However, these retirees will still require a range of support services that will require funding in addition to their basic living requirements. The Australian Institute of Health and Welfare reports that in 2050 there will be nearly 2 million people aged over 85, and more than half of them will be suffering from dementia unless a cure is found, let alone other health challenges. If you have ever dealt with someone in the later stages of dementia, you'll appreciate that depositing cash into their bank account serves no purpose. The dementia sufferer doesn't have the capacity to access the funds, let alone make decisions about how to best apply those funds. This leads to the conclusion that the ultimate test of the success of retirement programs for retirees is not simply the delivery of money, but the delivery of aged and healthcare services to elderly retirees. It will be critical that a trusted third party assists the retiree in implementing the services needed to maintain a quality and dignity of life throughout these later ages. This third party could be a family member, a trustee, a doctor, or possibly a financial planner involved for the duration of the individual's retirement. We believe successful and resilient retirement products should focus on the purpose for which the funds are needed through the varying stages of retirement. There needs to be a key change in focus from providing income to providing aged and healthcare services as the retiree moves from the active phase of retirement to the passive and frail phases. There is a commercial rationale to focus on the over 80s market and their needs and requirements as they progress into the passive or frail phases of their retirement. This is a sizable growing segment of the retirement market that is not being adequately serviced with the current range of retirement product designs. The current population of around 1 million people aged over 80 is expected to grow at double the population growth rate to around 3.4 million by 2050. Disturbingly, around half of these people will be suffering dementia on current projections. According to the ABS, the growth in wealth of the over 75s has been 1% per annum greater than the overall population over the 10 years to 2014. And with the increasing superannuation balances of retirees, we would expect that this relative growth rate will increase into the future. The current value of the accumulated wealth of the households aged 75 plus in Australia already exceeds $500 billion. We don't need to wait until 2050 for the market to mature to target the age 80s and beyond. The immediate target market exists in the SMSFs. It seems self-evident that planning for life in the passive and frail stages of retirement has to be done before these stages are reached, and retirees can actively participate in the planning for their lives. Individuals with SMSFs are predominantly aged 55 and over. They have higher than average superannuation balances, and they currently wish to retain control of their affairs. In 25 years' time, half of those who survive may not be capable of making those investment choices, in addition to the issue of individual SMSFs being inherently unable to manage longevity risk on their own. The time to implement change and focus on building sustainable retirement products that cater for longevity risk and provide services that address the changing needs of retirees as they age needs to begin now. To do this successfully and holistically, requires fundamental paradigm shifts in thinking and processes. The first step in designing successful and resilient lifetime retirement products is to formalise a process to examine the products that are currently available. For a design of a lifetime retirement income product to be successful, resilient and sustainable, it needs to work for all the stakeholders over the long term. Key stakeholders include the government and social policy settings, the regulators, the product providers, the distributors, and of course the consumers. Our process consists of identifying the key criteria that each stakeholder requires from the retirement product and comparing these to the existing product features. A numerical rating is given against each of the criteria, and this is compared to a predetermined minimum setting or pass mark. This allows us to determine where products fail and from which stakeholders' perspective. It provides a management process for assessing and developing products at both a product and a community level. The process allows us to rank the products from best to worst and to design new products and modify the product design to satisfy the criteria of each of the stakeholders. We have compared around 10 product designs from around the world and found that the majority of products would fail on at least one of the criteria when viewed in an Australian setting. For example, lifetime annuities protected longevity risk but failed for the active, healthy, younger retirees due to the lack of flexibility to draw down benefits. They also consumed too much capital from the product provider perspective, which detracted from the available benefit amount provided to the retiree. Allocated pensions, on the other hand, were capital efficient for the provider, but failed for the older retirees by leaving too much of the investment decisions in their control, in addition to not securing the longevity risk. Using our process, we produced a product design to deliver a successful, resilient lifetime retirement product. It retains elements of an allocated pension during the active phase, but includes regular annual contributions into a pooled vehicle to provide the longevity protection and aged care and health services for the higher ages. In essence, we propose an allocated pension with an attaching deferred group self-annuitised product for the latter years of retirement. This design minimises the impost on the active retiree and maintains significant flexibility during this period, but also secures a lifetime income and services at the later stages of retirement. The pooled benefit should be experience-based with respect to mortality and investment performance, and adopt a conservative cash-based, highly liquid investment policy. The pooled benefit can be actuarially managed to ensure that income is provided in an equitable way over the life of the surviving members, without requiring substantial reserves to be set aside. In essence, we are applying established actuarial tools in a new way. We believe this design provides a vehicle suitable for industry funds and also to SMSFs. All the required elements exist and are available today and can be integrated into a single product framework which is managed through standard established actuarial principles. To summarise, designing successful and resilient lifetime retirement income products needs everyone to be thinking differently. There needs to be a far greater focus on older retirees in the passive and frail phases of retirement who need additional access to support and services. The population of over 80s stands at 1 million people and is growing at twice the average population growth rate, with higher than average growth in wealth. They are already a significant market group, and this significance will clearly increase over time. By 2050, there will be almost 2 million aged over 85, and more than half are projected to be suffering from dementia. Successful and resilient retirement products need to have a holistic approach to address diverse and changing needs of retirees as they get older. The focus should move away from just the provision of retirement income and become focused on the purposes for the income, the aged and healthcare services required, and how these services will be implemented and integrated with government services. Jules and I believe that tools exist to provide holistic financial and wellbeing security for retirees throughout their retirement. Longevity risk can be managed by pooling funds and using traditional established actuarial techniques. The use of pool funds from these products can be integrated to provide retiree living and service requirements to deliver a better quality of life for retirees. These elements are the keys to the delivery of successful, resilient retirement products. Thank you for watching this video.